Live from New York, it's Get Off My Lawn with Gavin McKinnon.
Ravenettes. Who that? That's like a guy and a gal. Kind of an old song. I love that. What do you do? How do you do that buzzy sound?
I think that's like a spring reverb.
A what?
A spring reverb. I think it's in an amp. I don't know what buzz exactly.
Show yourself when you're talking.
Okay. I heard a spring reverb in there, but maybe.
Oh, spring reverb. I thought you
Yeah.
were saying spring beaver.
No, not that.
Spring reverb.
I think so.
And where's the spring located on the guitar? Or the
It can be a pedal, or it could be inside of the amp.
Huh. Jesus and the Mary Chain use that, right?
I guess I'm not too familiar with them.
That's, I think, 1-2. They were big, like a long ass time ago. Ravenettes aren't new either. I just heard them on KXP on the weekend, and I was reminded of that cool buzzy sound. Like Love and Rockets do that with motorbike. You know this song, right?
I'll tell you in a second, I guess. Oh yeah, I know this one, yeah.
I think they're from Glasgow. Remember they said their favorite drug is not sleeping for 2 days.
Oh god.
This is so old that they're still on tour now, and the guy looks like me. Like, just maybe even uglier. I'd like to play drums for them. Joyce McKinney Experience were another band from way back then. Joyce McKinney was like an American rapist female who kidnapped like some Mormon and raped him. Oh, that's Populated. Oh, yeah, this is Populated Self. They were sort of like late 80s, early 90s band who were sick of how popular Psycho Candy was.
Candy says a candy girl is candy aptly grey. Psycho candy, candy man eats candy every day. Candy this and candy that whenever I'm out walking. I wish I could go through the day without some candy talking. What's so fucking good? What's so fucking good about candy? What's so fucking good? What's so fucking good about candy? What's
That's a good jam. Then there's Joyce McKinney Experience. That's who I was just talking about. I don't usually like two people singing at once, but these girls have this sort of back and forth handoff that's very addictive. Terrible album cover. Yeah, that's bad. One of the worst I've ever. It's worse than Dinosaur Juniors. What do you think?
Not my kind of thing, really.
No?
Nah.
Okay, last one, Ned's Atomic Dustbin. These were all sort of on my mixtapes around the same time, just as I was leaving punk. This was Ned's Atomic Dustbin are a segue out of punk. So is rap, like NWA. Is this all this, what'd you call it, the spring reverb?
I don't hear it on this, really.
No?
No.
They had two bassists, these guys.
Oh, weird.
Which is cool, because you can hear. Father's favorite chair.
Kill your.
You keep cropping the titles. Ned's Atomic Dustbin, folks. I think they had a reunion recently. It's funny how you hear, like back in the early 90s, Kill Your Television was like fucking disconnect, go touch grass. Now on Sundays with my kids, I'm like, I said there's no screens today. Come on, guys. It's a beautiful day. Let's watch some TV. Do something healthy. Get out there. Get out there into the living room and watch some fucking TV. I'm worried about you. Speaking of rock, I had this band called Cerebral Ballzy play my 40th birthday party. Black kids, hardcore, very sort of skate rock. And they were wonderful, wonderful guys, great guys.
Great guys.
The lead singer, though, Honor was his name. Honor Titus. Do you remember them?
No, I've never heard them.
Very classic skate hardcore. But they fucking partied so hard. Like, one time I met them in Austin, Texas at South by Southwest. The guy had a huge gash. The drummer had a massive gash in his head that he hadn't stitched up. It was just bleeding. It was like open. It was like a vagina on his head. And I said, what the fuck did you get cut? It's like, no, we were at a show and we got in an argument, whatever. And someone from the other band threw a pylon at us. And he goes, those things are fucking heavy. You don't realize it. And it's true. When you pick up a pylon like that bottom part, it's like lead.
Yeah.
Like it obviously, or it's going to blow away. But the lead singer, Honor Titus, that's him there. I was a little worried about him. Like, when he woke up at my house the morning after my party, he gets out of his sleeping bag, grabs a bottle of JD, and I know it's a very derivative sort of rock star thing to do, but he was chugging it, and I'm like, he was probably like 18 at the time, or 19, and you're chugging. They're from East New York, which is a murder a day. But let me just show you a video of them, 2-6. Generation X, greatest band ever. Great suicidal tendency. I did tell him what to do. I said, be careful, man. I think you're partying too hard, and I'm worried about you getting too involved in drugs. And, you know, I've seen a lot of my buddies die in the New York scene, especially punk and hardcore, and I'm worried about you. My buddy Steve did a movie of them for the National Film Board. You may have to skip ahead a bit for this part. Yeah, there it is.
Well, somewhere along the way, punks became pros, and they traded posing for the podium. Who took the danger out of skateboarding? What happened to the dirtbags, the derelicts?
We're perfectly.
Punk, 5 kids from East New York. He's serving it up a deep dish of punk rock delinquency. Coming at you, this is Cerebral Ballzy with Cutting Class.
Because I looked him up on the weekend. I can't remember why. Well, my buddy Steve had brought it up, actually, originally. Let's check in on Honor Titus. What is he up to today? Is he alive? Why, yes. He's hanging out with literally the King of England.
What?
How fucking crazy is that? No, that's not AI. That's the Cutting Class guy you just saw from 15 years ago. Currently accepting an award. What does it say there? It's behind the camera for me.
Portrait of Delisser Bernard, part of Windrush Portraits of a Pioneering Generation at the Royal Collection Trust, commissioned by King Charles III. Also traveled to the National Portrait Gallery.
He went to the National Portrait Gallery. I mean, there's one in Scotland. I probably didn't mean that one. That painting behind him, this Delisser Bernard guy, is a Jamaican dude who came here right after World War II and was a British war hero. And I guess he's doing pretty good. Click on his whole name. Like, scroll. I wonder if Honor's dead. Nope. Death before dishonor. There he is hanging out with that famous girl.
Oh, who was that? Zendaya, is that?
Selena Gomez, or whatever her name is. What's her? Oh, is that Zendaya?
Yeah, I think so.
There is a full page in the New York Post. Here he is that Gwyneth Paltrow?
Looks like it. That's crazy.
Oh, he's doing a Rolex ad next to it.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah. I think he's going to make it, by the way. Speaking of Gwyneth Paltrow, jump down to 23. We only have the most important news on Mondays. We call it Casual Mondays, but we still cover some really important stuff. And Gwyneth Paltrow has still not received an apology from her A-list friend over the diarrhea incident. Now, as you know, Derek Blasberg, a local New York socialite who apparently hangs around with the likes of Cerebral Ballzy, he was staying at Gwyneth Paltrow's home, beautiful mansion in the Hamptons. What is it, a $5.4 million Hamptons home. And he didn't just leave diarrhea in the toilet, or I thought originally this was diarrhea in the toilet, but no, I think he diarrheaed the bed.
Oh.
Which I think it happens to every man once in his life. He'll get a little squirt on the bed. It's definitely not a pattern you want to form. It's not a habit you want to get into. But if you do shit someone's bed, I mean, you got to apologize, no?
Yeah, you do.
Although I never apologized when I wet Jennifer Aniston's guest room bed.
Really?
So yeah, that's the important news. New York Post's. I haven't seen you guys. I've got a lot of catching up to do. Since I last saw you, I ran out Wednesday because my fighter, Harley Burke, which we'll talk about shortly, he was sparring someone that's going to be exactly like the guy he's fighting on Saturday. So I ran out on Wednesday to go check out that fight. And then we haven't spoken Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I've been to Mar-a-Lago at James O'Keefe's thing. Saw some of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my effing life. Was with a bunch of MMA dudes Saturday night. Big fight broke out at MSG. So I got robbed again. Had someone come to my house and insist that I better stop saying they stole my wife's coat or they're going to sue me, basically. But we'll get to all that today, although we'll have to cut off people at some point. So today, New York Post, Trump shooter, secrets exposed. He had multiple pronouns. We knew that. He was a furry. But there's no reason why it took so long to find him. This guy did not erupt out of the ground. He's not organic. So everyone is mad about that. This is an interesting one from Sunday, yesterday. Algerian immigrant Mohamed Balibia, a serial groper, taxi cab guy. He loves to fondle the blondes in the back seat. I have a theory about that. Here's my theory. They all watch porn, these devout Muslims. And they don't see a lot of broads because broads are covered up. So they definitely don't see any blondes. So they go on porn. They're interested in American girls. They see all these blonde girls. And my theory is I think they think blondes are whores because they don't correspond with them. That's one of the problems with burqas and not meeting women. You don't realize how unhoary they are. Like, your average gal isn't dying to blow you on the train. So they come here and they go, oh, I've seen these on my computer. They're called blonde whores, and they can't get enough. So that's why they molest them, and they think there's a chance. What do we got here? Saturday, some chick says she boned RFK Jr., couldn't care less about adults and their sex lives. And then Friday, So's plan to replace NYPD cops with safety workers is already failing. I'm actually going to be on the Blaze in a couple hours with Sarah Gonzalez talking about Mom Danny. And did you see the latest? I'm giving you free buses, and as Kumia predicted, Hochul's going to say no to that. I'm going to raise corporate tax, give out free buses, lower rent. Well, you don't have the power to do that. The only thing the mayor has the power to do is blow money on stupid shit and hire a bunch of losers, which he's doing excellent at. He's got, what has he got? Did I write down the list? He's got this woman, Elle Bisgard Church, who's a lifelong socialist, you know, never been employed, just like the woman they just got to run Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
She's never had a job.
That's so crazy.
She's 40. She lives with her mom, and she's the mayor of Seattle. Their budget is $9 billion. This woman, I'm not exaggerating, and I don't mean any disrespect to the managers of McDonald's, but she could not manage a McDonald's. And then Danny has the former Capitol Police Chief, Stephen Sund. Wait, no, what am I talking about? Sorry. He has his top lawyer, Stephen Banks. Stephen Sund is the good guy. That's the guy who said, what the fuck is going on with the Capitol Police? Sorry. So, yeah, go to 1-9. This is exactly what I was just talking about with the Muslim guy who thinks that blonde chicks are dying to bone him. The only blonde girl he's seen was gagging for it. So he goes, oh, good, I'll just pull up next to her rickshaw and pull out my penis.
No, definitely
Have sex?
No.
Sexy
No.
bubs?
No.
Look, he's pulling it out. Please?
What just happened?
I'll tell you what
Back
just
to the
happened.
start of the day, my morning actually started working properly. But soon after, my mood changed. There was a man driving a scooter in front of me, and he would continually slow down, so I'd have to pass him, and then he would speed up and pass me again, and it kept going on and on and on. The first time I smiled at him, and after that, I kept ignoring him. He turned off, and I thought I'd lost him until I pulled over to have a small rest and a drink, and he appeared again, got off his scooter, and came to talk to me. There was a bit of a language barrier, but he seemed friendly, so I let him try to talk to me. But then it quickly turned uncomfortable, and he asked where I was staying, and I knew where it was going. I wish I had reacted more firmly, but I was just in shock. I could not believe
Pepper
he asked
spray.
me that question, and after I said no, he still had the audacity to expose himself to me like that. I guess this is just another reminder to set aside people-pleasing and speak up loudly when things like this happen.
Yeah, that's not really the takeaway, but okay. Stop being such a people person. Get out of that country. How about that? Where are you? All right, that's enough of that. I do want to talk about some fun stuff. Some Friendship, the movie, Pluribus, The Surfer, other silliness, but I want to get behind the paywall as soon as possible. So let me get this out of the way. Please go to my pinned tweet. Here's a secret about boxing. It's relatively subjective. And, you know, there's little things. Like if a guy gives a punch and he takes 2 steps back instead of returning a punch at the same time, so you see, bish. Judges like that a lot more. They don't want to see you back down. And I don't think it has much to do with skill. I think it has to do with tickets. Ticket sales are not good for boxing. It's no MMA. They're not selling out MSG the same way that Conor McGregor did. So the way you behave affects your, the way you react to a punch affects your score quite a bit. But here's another thing that really reacts to your score is people screaming your name. And judges, it could be subconscious, but if they hear that, they hear you screaming for this guy, then they're going to be more likely to maybe let a few things fly. So I'm managing Harley Burke. He's my guy. And I want there to be people screaming their fucking heads off there on Saturday night in Huntington. We're going to go out after. This is Kumia's old stomping ground. And the tickets, if you go to my pinned tweet, it shows you how to buy them, because I want you to use his promo code. So go down to the next one. I guess click play on that.
Yeah.
So there's the crew. We're taking over. You see the top, that part, that area there? That's our shit. I think it's 206 and 209. But you put in, is it *3?
Yeah, *3.
Put in *3. So you click, when you go back a little bit, when you get to the Ticketmaster page, you go to Star Boxing, you click on the top banner, which you just saw. That'll take you to Ticketmaster. Then you click that unlock thing.
Third one in here, right?
Yep.
There.
You click unlock, and you put in *3, and then you buy tickets in those sections that are on the sort of the top right. You can wander around. There's a bar there. It's a really fun spot. It's perfect size, too. Like Westchester County Civic Center, whatever you call it. Megan Kelly and Tucker Carlson were just there. I don't know. Either they overprice their tickets or it's just too big. It never seems full. The Paramount fills up, and it's much smaller capacity, probably 5,000. But you really feel the energy there. And then we'll be going out after. It's going to be a blast. Please come. And yeah, again, that's my pinned tweet this Saturday, Huntington, New York. That's on Long Island. One of the funnest towns I've ever been to. I wish I moved there. Oops, I just crossed out the wrong thing. We will not be playing any chess. A lot of people were wondering if there's going to be chess boxing there that day. No, absolutely not. Are you familiar with chess boxing?
I am not.
It's 3-1. It's the hot new thing. So let's check that out.
Fighters from 18 countries are here, trying to knock each other's heads off.
Ooh.
There's the bell. But wait, now the fighters strip off their gloves and play chess? This is chess boxing.
Chess is battle on a board, and boxing is chess with my body. So when someone combined those two, I was like, yes, here's what I was made for.
It's for autistic people, clearly. So anyone who wasn't at the fight on a Saturday night, great fight. Unfortunately, the Muslims won. There's something about white people. They always have to war. Even Proud Boys, the civil war going on there. The right has a civil war going on with anti-Semites versus Zionists. Marjorie Taylor Greene is against H-1Bs in Israel. Trump isn't. There's a split there. Can't we just get along, man? Kumbaya. Celtics versus Rangers in Glasgow, Scotland. They always find a reason to hate each other as whites. Look at bikers. If all the bikers in America united, the pagans, banditos, Hells Angels, they would drastically outnumber the police and law enforcement in general. They could run things. But no, a pagan's first priority is killing a Hells Angel. Okay. Now the cops don't even have to show up for work. I'm, of course, not advocating for gang warfare. I'm just saying self-hatred and ethnomasochism and fighting inwards and punching right, you hurt yourself. And now your enemies don't have to show up for work. But anyway, one of the big brawls in MMA is Christian versus Muslim. You have the sort of Nate Diaz, Jake Shields guys, who I like, but they are on the Muslim side of things. And they hang with the muzzies with the big beards. And then you have the more Catholic Christian side, and that includes Conor McGregor, their arch enemy, and our boy Dennis. He's from New Jersey. He's Armenian. Armenia is all Christians, right? And I think Honduran, but he considers himself this town. So he doesn't like the muzzies. And he's screaming at them. The first 5 rows are all Muslim supporters of the main guy who won. What the fuck's his name? Muhammad Amachenko or some shit.
I think his last name is Islam, maybe, right?
No, his first name was Islam.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I never make it to the end of any boxing match. I'm so excited to be there that I get blackout drunk by the end. I don't think I've ever seen a main event. This Saturday will be the first. Actually, I'm not even sure Harley is the main event. The doors open at 7:30, so let's bank on him being early. The guy he's fighting is 34-2. I thought that might be close to Tyson's record. He's actually known as Little Tyson, but I looked it up, and Tyson's record is like 50-7 or some shit. But yeah, so here's Dana White explaining what happened with the brawl at UFC 322 MSG. Madison Square Gardens.
See that and any insight into the fallout?
I blame myself for that, actually. They came back and told me right before I walked out for the main card that Dylan Dennis was here and he was moving around sitting in fighter seats and not sitting in his own seat that he had. He had a ticket. And they said, do you want us to throw him out of here? And I said, he has a ticket? And I said, yeah. And, you know, they told me, they said, Masvidal said he's going to fuck him up on sight. And I said, well, where's Masvidal sitting? He said, well, he's 6 or 7 rows away from Masvidal. I said, well, if the guy has a ticket, let him sit in his seat and let him do what he's doing and keep an eye on him. It never even crossed my mind, as stupid as this could be, that the entire Muslim Brotherhood was here tonight in the first 5 rows for Islam. And as soon as it broke out, I was over on the other side, and I go, fuck. I know exactly what that is. I knew it. And, yeah, you will never see Dylan Dennis at a UFC fight ever again.
So I have to choose the Dylan Dennis side. That's my allegiance. Although Jake Shields, I'd consider him a pal. I don't know. But the Dylan Dennis side is, so 50 Muslims jump me and I'm kicked out forever. The other side of that is you were picking fights with them, dude. I don't know. This is footage of the fight. It's not very clear to me who started what. And if you're just yelling at people, that doesn't count as starting a fight. So we're about 5 rows behind here. Behind the action, I mean. You can spot the Muslims. They just have that stupid beard and no mustache look. Oh, cheers. See, I have no idea what the fuck's going on here. It's that guy in the Gucci hat everyone's calling John Pork. John Pork is a very esoteric MMA meme where I think they misunderstood the name of a fighter at some match, and some guy took it as meaning John Pork. And now he's a virtual influencer who's a man as a pig who goes to these fights and takes pictures of people and tweets about it. You got a snake on your neck there, is that what that is? You must need some pretty beefy security.
Oh, yeah.
When you're doing the first 5 rows of an MMA fight. Is that Dylan? No. Here's another angle of it. 3-4. Let's see if we can figure out what the F is happening there. I'm disturbed. Well, in another video we see his shoes. And I'm very upset by them.
Oh, yeah.
The other problem with these fights is you're there and you start getting pumped. Because you're drinking and you're watching this, and then you start getting it in your head, I could probably take these guys. Look, that's Dennis on the ground. He's wearing like these cartoon shoes. Look at them. I think they're like kids' slippers that are supposed to look like red Chucks or something. What a strange choice. Dude, every time you see that guy, I've bumped into him a couple times. There he is. He is with an 11. What are those things? Put your cartoon shoes back on. Yeah, and then every time you see him, it's a new one too. I guess that's not very surprising, right? So the Muslims got kicked out too. They had to watch the fight from their hotel room, 3-5. Is that Masvidal we just saw clapping? Am I the only one uncomfortable with white Muslims? Uh-oh. This seems wrong. What about the Crusades? What are you doing? Here's one of the guys talking about kicking Dennis's ass, allegedly. He says he has cuts on his fists from his teeth.
3-7?
Yeah. No, 3-6.
Okay.
The chronological link following my previous one.
На фотографии видно.
Да, вот здесь чудес, царапина. Об зуб, походу, я не знаю, куда. И этим тоже чуть вот здесь попало, я ему вот шишка появилась.
Я надеюсь, ты же только в него попадал, ты там не кому-то, так скажем...
Не-не-не, охрана не попал, хоть хорошо. Никого не попал. Только его бил.
Ну, сейчас единственное...
Ну, реально, это, я считаю, даже это мало. Извиняюсь, что перебил, но это мало для него. За его поступки это мало. Такие вещи не прощаются. За каждое слово ты должен отвечать. У нас такие стереотипы, что ты сказал, ты должен за свои слова ответить. Но он... Это для них, видишь, у них, я не знаю, как они живут здесь. Что хотят, говорят, могут семью задеть. И для них это ничего. А для нас все, каждое слово, это все для нас святое, и нужно отвечать.
Chenkov? And then we have, this is the John Pork guy they throw in. This is a little too deep of a cut for me to understand. But that's him. John Pork. And here's a better look at Dylan's shoes. Which I guess it's a joke. I don't know. I think think of him as a funny man. Look at these. What's happening? Are those slippers? The shirt's not even ripped. And then finally, before we go, it's 2:33. We'll go behind the paywall shortly. I want to talk about the Myron Gaines saga, too. That's juicy. Him and Akash Singh. Got to choose sides. I'm going to have to choose Myron's side on that one. But anyway, here's just another random fight that broke out in the stands. That's what I was alluding to earlier when I say it's just this vibe. The problem with fights. Going to see fights.
Sit your ass down, man. Sit your ass down, dude.
That's a Canadian.
Sit down. Come on, man. You're ruining the fight. We're trying to watch. Sit down.
He did a little.
Oh, shit.
Feint.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Freaking hell.
Freaking out, eh? Look how shitty their tickets are. I knew a guy who got a box. It was closer than that, but it didn't look amazingly closer. Guess how much one ticket to be in a box is?
$7,000.
$15,000. So what does that mean? It's $100,000 for a box, at least. Yeah. All right, we're going behind the paywall now. Goodbye. I hope we don't get reamed for all those songs at the beginning and I don't know, lose our monetization. I don't even know why we do this free shit. I'd rather. The thing I like about talking to baby monsters who actually subscribe isn't just like the money, because we get money from YouTube. It's just like we're the family. You're outsiders. We're the ride or die ends, and you guys have been stuck with me through thick and thin. And then we let other people into our clubhouse every Monday and Tuesday, from 2 to 2:30. Why? I like the elitism of a private club. Make Proud Boys clandestine again. So yeah, subscribe to Compound Censored, $10 a month. It's money well spent. It's a wee bit of sanity in a world gone mad. And it's relatively apolitical. I mean, we talk about Trump and immigration, the competency crisis, these Pajeets crashing 18-wheelers into innocent civilians, but a lot of it is fighting, punk, and stupid cartoon shoes. So until next time, freeloaders, which I guess is tomorrow, get fired, get in trouble, be brave, and never stop fighting.